every quarter, the Reserve Bank releases a bunch of forward-looking surveys, and the surveys released by the RBI after the Friday policy show that a near Goldilocks economy is in front of us. First, let us start with inflation expectation, the one that's very closely watched by the RBI members of the Monetary Policy Committee itself. Now, this survey shows that inflation expectations of households for the current period that we are going on has fallen by 80 basis compared to the previous survey, and the 3-month ahead has fallen by 50 basis points, and the 1 year ahead inflation expectation has fallen by 60 basis. So that's positive. Now, growth. The Reserve Bank has an OBICUS survey, Order Book Inventory Capacity Utilization Survey. Now, that showed that capacity utilization has touched 75.3 in the Jan-March quarter. This is, of course, backward-looking, quarter gone by. 75.3 compared to 72.4 in the previous quarter, that is the December quarter. Now, the governor in his speech pointed out that 75.3, which was for Q4, is better than the long-range capacity utilization of the economy, which stands at 73.7, some 10-year average. So, not just the past quarter, the period ahead is also looking good, according to another survey called the Industrial Outlook Survey. That one shows that business expectations index for the current quarter, that is July, August, September quarter, is up at 137.7 from Q1's 134.7. So, improvement in business expectations. Of course, 137.7 is a little bit lower than 137.8 at the same time last year. But, I mean, we are splitting hairs over here. This is a big beat, 137.7 and 8, from the past, 6 years, from 2016 to FY21. The BEI was always below 120, which means business expectation index is really soared. The businesses clearly are more confident than they have been in the past 6 years or so. Now comes the sore point, the consumer confidence survey. A bit soft, while the year ahead index, consumer index, improved to 113.3 from 113, it nevertheless is below, way below what the confidence was in the pre-COVID years. Pre-COVID years, this used to be, well over 120 for all of 2018-19. So that way consumer confidence not caught up. The consumer's view of his current situation has clearly improved from the quarter ago. Okay, the index is higher, but the index is below 100, which shows pessimism. So the consumer is really unhappy, but maybe he's less unhappy than the previous quarter. Finally, the professional forecasters survey, it is actually Reserve Bank's GDP poll, the one that we do before every GDP figure. Now, this shows that economists have actually marked down the GDP for the current year from 7.2 to 7.1. And more worrying, next year for FY24, the expectation is only 6.3%. Even this is 20 basis lower than what they thought in the previous survey. This is probably because of recession fears in the West and a feeling that our own growth may plateau after the revenge buying post-COVID.